This postmortem will be divided into two parts, general and practical. We will start with the general one. So why did I do internet troll? Well, because I don't know really. It sounded like a fun thing to do. Also maybe quite simple. It's not, it doesn't need to look like a real human in any way. You have a lot of freedom, I guess. So the material I used for this series is basically I recorded like over 28 hours of my sculpting and doing stuff. It's over 300 gigabytes of raw recordings, 99 clips basically. Took me like 5 months to record all of this because I have kids, I have work. So basically some days I did 5 minutes, other days I did 1 or 2 hours, of recordings. So that's why it took like 5 months. Also, not only recording, I needed to learn a lot of new stuff. I needed to do video editing and stuff like that. So in the end, I must have spent like not only 28 hours of recording. It was like probably it has been like 15 or 20 hours of video editing. And as I said, dig up information on how to do stuff and make a plan. So well over 60 hours. Also, I saved a lot of times. I kept a lot of it. I kept about like 73 Blender files. It's over 10 gigabytes of saved Blender data in the end. But yeah, it was a lot of work involved actually. So was it worth it? Well, you can view it from 2 different angles. You can view it as I wasted 60 hours on making an ugly internet troll, or you can see it as I spent over 60 hours having fun, doing my first model sheet, doing my first body sculpt, full body sculpt, with head and arms and everything. I have never done that before. I have never done retopology, which I had to learn and do, of course. I have improved my baking skills. Well, most of it was actually digging into different ways of doing it, and choose a good one. I learned texture painting. I've never done that before. Was interesting, and ended up being quite okay. I mean, for the first time me doing it, I must say I'm really happy with the result. I learned rigging. Never done that before. I have animated before, that I have, but my intro is the only animation I have done before actually. Well, and the explosion, that's the only thing. So I had to learn how to animate the character. Pretty interesting stuff. I have also improved my Blender video editing skills. So you have those 2 perspectives, and I'm very leaning on the right side here. I spent 60 hours of learning and having fun. That was good stuff. The biggest wins, again, I had super fun. Of course, it was sometimes frustrating, but it was worth it, because I learned a process for character creation, which was the goal of the whole project. So I'm, you know, I'm experience richer. I have improved my Blender skills in many areas. Big win. I learned new Blender skills. Big win. And I also found confidence in presenting my stuff, and that's also a very big win, because I'm, you know, my view of how I usually do this is I'm terrible at it. So I'm really, you know, I'm only seeing big wins here, you know. So that's the general part, which is, you know, the whole project execution, if you want. So now over to the practical part, where we will look at things I think I could improve in the process. Let's start with the model sheet. Yeah, this is far from beautiful. I need to learn how to draw. That's something that I for sure need to do. I need to learn anatomy to get proportions right, and you know, muscles and whatnot correctly. Okay, this is a caricature of a human, but still, it probably would improve a lot. Also, I need to, if I learn anatomy, I think I will have a lot to gain in my sculpting, definitely. And in general, if I get the model sheet more detailed, I would probably have more use for it. Also, drawing pictures, images with a pen tablet is much harder than on paper. That's my, you know, first impression of this. Yes. So let's move on to Blender. I think I got stuck in details too early. You know, you see here, I you know, basically finished the mouth and the nose, quite a lot of it, and there's basically no body here. The body got a bit pushed into the future at this stage, but I think if I just had placed a sphere here and blocked out the rest of the body like this, no, like this, you know, this kind of quality first, and just a sphere and no nose, eyes or anything, I would probably you know, gain some better perspective on my sculpting. I mean, if I block out these parts and then just a sphere, and you know, start playing with the proportions and stuff, and then start to drag out the nose and maybe just doing the cavities for the eyes and have the eyeballs, but basically no details, no eyelids or anything, and then, you know, go all over the model, the sculpt, and just add layers and layers of details. I think it would have been probably even better results. Yeah, let's move on to this one. Start with the head. I'm pretty happy with, you know, the face, you know, the nose and eyes and stuff like that. You know, it resembles a human at least. I'm happy about that, and I think I, you know, did a pretty good work with the model. You know, it looks kind of human. There are stuff though that I need to work, would have wished I did different, like this sharp edge between the head and the neck I should have smoothened that out, because I got problems when I baked, and because of it, I will show you later. But I think I should have smoothened this edge out, and also I'm not really happy with the lower part of the leg. Sure, it looks similar to a leg, but I think I should have done this part narrower. I should have moved the lower leg of this, what I don't know what this bone is called in English, but this part should have been a little bit lower and stuff like that. And the fingers I should have done more polished. You know, you see these edges, these yeah, not good. I don't like them. Looks a bit cheap. I should have worked more on this, definitely. The hands, absolutely more. I should have put more work into this. It looks bad, but you know, on close at least. I mean, on distance, it's, you know, it's maybe not very visible, but I see it. That's enough. So I mentioned problems when baking. I will show you just that in a second, but I'm just pointing out this seam here, and also the hands is another problem I got when I baked the normals. So I should have spread the fingers more, so I got more spacing between the fingers, because after rigging I can basically do whatever I want with the fingers, so I should have spread them more to get a better result in baking of the normals. So let's jump over to the normal, and here it is. As you can see here, the areas where the fingers are, there is your problem. This is errors in the normal, basically, and the same is actually here around the lips, but it doesn't show very much. I will show you quite soon what I talk about. And here you see the neck. That's the other problem, where you see errors in the normal baking. Even if I had a cage, it doesn't look good. So, and I guess we have some here around the nose. The problem here is also, like, I thought I had cut the nose out, you know, with the UV seams. You know, I laid out seams around here, and when I created the UVs, but it seems like I missed it for some reason. I don't know why. So let's jump back into here and back to this one where I did animation. So let's start with looking at the problems with the hands. And so I'm just gonna put on here. Now I have the cycles render. So I think you should be able to see, you see here where I put the seam, it looks quite ugly actually around these areas from the baking. You see here, it looks a bit ugly. Maybe even if I, but on distance it will not show up. And if we go to the neck, I think we will be able, maybe we will, oh my god, I should do like this. And let's see if we can see the problems here. It's not, but you can see here there's quite ugly artifacts around the neck. Maybe you don't see a lot of it from the lighting, but because the lighting is bad. But well, I noticed. And if we switch to, let's do it like this, maybe. Yeah, here, if we just put textures on, you can see the ugliness a bit. It's easier to see the bad parts, and I guess if we look at the fingers, it looks kind of strange here and here. But yeah, I have to improve that, my baking process, and to finish this. I mean, I can just play the animation, and I mean, yeah, that's not a natural movement. I need to learn how to make animations look better. Yeah, I think these are the major issues I can find with my work. If you have been watching the whole series, you're amazing. I mean, it's many hours, so I will thank you plenty. If you have seen anything of it, I thank you still. Yeah, this was the last episode in this series. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.